the magic of the Cybernet Space Cube, the computer-enhanced podcast of the future. Transformers Slag Podcast.
What's up, everybody? How we all doing this Saturday night? It's the Transformers Slag Podcast Saturday Night live stream main event. I'm your host, Protoman. I'm the voice who here Monday to Friday. Today is Saturday. It's December 23rd, the weekend of the holidays. So it's going to be a special one because it is the weekend of the holidays and the end of the year. We will be doing a giveaway today, 2 giveaways actually. So 2 opportunities for 2 people that are either patrons or YouTube members, which are our green names on the side in the chat, to participate in getting some cool stuff from 2 different sponsors. So that's pretty cool. We're going to cover some of the news today, just some updates to some stuff we talked about this week, as well as just chill and relax and talk Transformers on this actually pretty cold right now here in Montreal holiday evening. But yeah, crazy how quickly the year passes, and we're soon going to be in 2024 with a whole bunch of new stuff. So who do we got here today? We got JR Mina, we got Mikey and Louie, we got Prince and Phalanx 59, Lizard Sphere X, we got Mike Rosen, Sharif, Abraham, T-Formers 2002, Bigum, some of those people that got the memberships last week for free that were gifted out by Mr. Bigum himself. So some people might get some good stuff. Horned Owl's here too. A few of our patrons are also here. Good stuff. So we're gonna cover the news, give you little updates here and there. We're gonna then do the giveaway. We'll do some sponsor stuff, and then we'll open it up to some super chats to the fans and everything like that, shall we? So the first thing we're gonna cover, and this was the one I didn't think I'd have to deal with, to do. Last week we had Hasbro drama, and I kind of covered that. And I was kind of not on Hasbro's side with a lot of stuff that was going on. And this time I am on Hasbro's side because people didn't really understand what's going on. And that was the whole Hasbro Vault situation. I am still seeing posts of people confused at what was going on here, despite the fact that I feel like I explained it properly. This wasn't Hasbro trying to make money from the fans or anything like that. This wasn't a reissue of any of these Haslab products. Yes, I get it that it sucks that there was a small, and I use it very lightly, small opportunity to get a Haslab product that you weren't able to back during its initial 45 to 50 day run. But I'm telling you guys, and I talked with 2 different Hasbro people, they can't confirm the Unicron because that was so far ago, but the Victory Saber, there was maybe 14 units available. Because what essentially happened is they probably had like 30 to 40 units, and they had to constantly pick and piece apart some of those units because people would contact and go, hey, I got my Victory Saber, but for some weird reason, Victory Leo's missing his left wing. So they would take one and they'd piece and part that one to give to people. And then there'd be some people that it got lost completely, or there was damage to the product. So they wanted a 1-for-1 return. The ones that were sold here were literally the ones that were untouched, not pieced apart, not touched at all. For all we know, the ones that are getting sent out might also have QC issues because they were never opened. These were the virgin ones, if you will. And it's the same thing. How many of those Unicrons were probably kicking around in Providence's location? Probably not a lot. Probably, 6 to 14, maybe. And it's the same thing with the other ones. It was literally just one of those situations. The Providence location is getting closed down. They don't have space for this stuff. And especially in the case of the Unicron, look, the Unicron has been long shipped out and done. If anyone had QC problems, they would have contacted Hasbro by now. So they're just like, hey, we got like 5 or 6 of these. Why don't we just put those out there so people could get their hands on them? And that's that. And we don't have to lug these all the way to the other location in Rhode Island, not in Providence. But it is what it is. It's the craziness that's going on and the drama. And there were so many people that were really angry about this, but it was something where I wouldn't be look, if there's no way they could have done this where everyone would be satisfied. That's the thing. There was no way they could have done this because even if they warned you a day in advance, like, and everyone got the email because people were saying, "Oh, I didn't get the email." Yeah, I get that. That I could give you that. But even if they warned you a day in advance, a week in advance, a month in advance, when that would go live at 12 o'clock and those 6 Unicrons and 14 Victory Sabers go up, they would have been gone in no time. They would have been gone in absolutely no time. So it's something where, look, I get the frustration, but at the same time, there's only so much they could have done. The fact that they did this at all was, in all honesty, and again, hey, I badmouthed Hasbro terribly last week. But like I said, I'll call them out when they do something stupid, and I'll call them out when everything's okay. And in all honesty, it was kind of cool that they did it because, in all honesty, they didn't have to. They could have just taken those extra units and threw them in the vault, literally, like the vault, literally, and just left them there forever. But the fact that they had leftovers, they're just like, hey, let's just put them out there. And again, I really do feel it was just, hey, we could either sell these from Providence since we're closing down our warehouse there because of all the cutbacks, or we put these in trucks and have to drag them all the way to the HQ location. They probably didn't want to have to do that. So much easier. And the rest is history. So it is what it is. Again, I feel bad for you guys, but there really is only so much they could have done in this situation. And I'm pretty sure now that this has happened, when Deathsaurus has run his course and they've made sure that everyone got what they needed and everything like that, maybe some leftover Deathsauruses might show up on a Hasbro toy shop or whatever. So this does tell us that there could be a precedence for this in the future. Or maybe it was just because of Providence closing. Again, I get the understanding of the being upset, but you have to understand what really went on here. It wasn't malicious. It just was what was going on. Some people are thinking, "Oh, they're reissuing it." No, trust me. If they were reissuing Unicron, meaning like they actually did a second printing of it from the factories, there is no way they would have asked that MSRP, and I keep calling it an MSRP, but that asking price of $600. They would have made it 700, $800 with the inflation and the plastic costs and the shipping costs and the supply chain costs and everything that's increased. They would have asked more. This is legit just stuff that was already sitting there since 2000, well, not 2019, but like mid 2020 when these shipped out to their head office. And that's that. Pretty much it. It is what it is. Let's see if we have any comments. Happy holidays. Happy holidays to you, Link CW. So yeah, just want to just get that out there because I mean, geez, it was radical. It was absolutely radical. The messages I was getting, the stuff that I was reading, it was just absolutely insane what people were filling in their minds about this. It sucks. Look, I get it. You wanted to get a Unicron at 600. You wanted to get a Victory Saber. Part of me is like, look, the opportunity was there before. I get it. Maybe you didn't have the money at the time, especially with the Unicron because of when it was released. I mean, I'll even back you up there where they released the Unicron at a very weird time, at a very weird time for a lot of hardcore fans. Very, very pricey time. They did give you more time to build up funds, but at the end of the day, it still was, $600, $1,000 for a Canadian when exchange was said and done and shipping. Don't even ask how, when I looked at that bill, let me tell you. Whew, I felt that. Um, Larry says people are hoping his tank on the site. Well, Larry, that's not going to happen because, again, the whole purpose of this was for the old product. His tank is way too new. It's the same thing like Deathsaurus. Way too new. It's something where everything that you're looking at here was stuff that it's already run its course. It's already been a year. They've already pretty much they're confident that any kind of recalls or complaints that people had have already filed them. Now it's time to move it all. His tank, Still too new. It's like Deathsaurus. Like they're not going to put Deathsaurus up. Still too new. Completely different thing. For people to think that the His tank was going to be there, completely misses the point of why this even happened to begin with. But like I said, people had their opportunities. They really did. Let's get into the next thing. And that is, of course, this big Shockwave drop that we got. We have some updated images, actually. So that's pretty cool, too. So these popped up on the various socials. We finally get to see a update to the Bumblebee movie Shockwave, now done in a Voyager form. Let me just pull out Mister over here. I don't want to take the one that's in the shelf. I actually bought two of these because these were available at the dollar store here in Canada for I believe $4 Canadian, so about 250 American about. So these were popping around for 250 American. I already bought one full price because I love Shockwave, and then I saw this and I was like, I'm going to buy another one, just have it sealed. And now it makes sense why these ended up probably in the crazy clearance and closeout stores because Mr. Over here is coming. So excited about this one. Looks really, really good. I like it. I like it a lot. We got some brand new images in hand now. So here's a better idea because the last ones, these ones are what we call the CG mock-ups. They use usually prototypes and they digitally color over them to use for all kinds of stuff. This is the legit real deal. So this is proper lighting of the actual figure, and you got a really good look at it and everything. I didn't mention last time because I completely missed it. On the bottom right there, apparently there's an Autobot logo on Shockwave's arm. Speculation about that has always been, hey, is it maybe like they were using the assets from another model of a Transformer character and the Autobot logo was left on, and when the animator was painting over it or rendering the character, they forgot the logo. Is there some lore elements to it? Oh, maybe it's Shockwave pretending to be an Autobot like in the animated series where he was Long Arm Prime. We don't know. I feel like it was, this is what I think, in all honesty. I think it was on the animation model as a mistake. We'll start with that because it was really only used quickly in the opening of the Bumblebee movie. So it's not like it was something that was intentional. And because it was on the animation model, when Sam Smith, and probably I'm going to assume Hasui-san, because Hasui's been doing a lot of the Studio Series stuff with Sam Smith, but Sam Smith, I guarantee, looked at that animation model, went to go transfer it to make obviously the actual model of the figure, and saw that Autobot logo and went, huh, and then probably left it in just to be as Studio Series accurate as possible. That's what I'm believing. I know that when we finally get the full press release on these from Sam and everything on Instagram, I'm sure they'll bring it up, but I just have a feeling he probably looked at that animation model and went, oh, there's an Autobot logo there. How funky. So we'll see. But so here's some, again, in-hand images now, looking really good. I love those purples. Those purples pop, man. That's looking real good. And here's the alt mode. And in the middle there is to compare how the core class was. So the alt mode is nice articulated cannon, looking really nice. I love it. And speaking of the cannon, because people were wondering, so you can remove it. You do have two hands on a Shockwave. This isn't blasphemous. Shockwave always had two hands. Number one, when we look at the first episode of More Meets the Eye Parts 1, he had two hands. If you own the Masterpiece toy, you're actually able to have two hands on him. You can have him have two hands on the Masterpiece. He's always been able to have it. I've always felt that the gun hand that he has is a lot similar to, like, say, Wheeljack or any other character that's an engineer or a scientist, where it's more of a retractable and or removable tool. And considering how, Shockwave is exactly one of those kind of characters, it doesn't surprise me if he'd have something that's removable, a removable hand to do some kind of work and experiments and stuff like that to do that. So I dig that you could put it on either side. Looks really nice. It's a big giant cannon. I love that it maintains his cable, much like his original toy and design. It looks really good. Looks really, really good. I like it. Again, maybe it's my bias. I really like Shockwave. I've always been a fan of the character since the Simon Furman run of the Marvel comics. Not Simon Furman's run, Bob's run more so. Simon Furman really didn't write that much Shockwave. He did some. in the tail end. But it was really Bob's run of Shockwave that really stood out, as opposed to the more Corey Burton cartoon version that was a little more just blindly loyal. Still cool design, but you know, it is what it is. I also imagine kind of the voice of the comic book one being, much more different than the Corey Burton design, much more darker, I would imagine. But I love it. Looks great. Super excited about it. We don't have a release date yet, but like my individual segment that I recorded a few days ago, these are scheduled on the EAN codes for Wave 2 of April 2024. These will obviously be revealed before that. We'll probably get some fan stream at some point in January. They'll put up some pre-orders, and then we'll have exact dates on when all that stuff will be hitting. But looks great. Very excited. Hopefully we'll see his wave mates of all the others, the core classes and the deluxes and that leader swoop. Hopefully we'll see it all looking good in the hood. Last thing we're going to cover is congratulations to Montreal's own little voice actor. He voiced some robots. He voiced some GoBots. Spoiler, Tank, Pincher, Blockhead. Not much else, but congratulations to a fellow Montrealer, Peter Cullen, for getting the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Emmys for voice acting. Fantastic stuff presented to him from Frank Welker, who I love Peter, and Peter's a fellow Montrealer, but Frank is like the GOAT in voice acting in a lot of ways from that era. So, but Peter's awesome too. Got to meet Peter, geez, I think like 4 or 5 times in my life, mostly because of BotCons. TFCon had him twice, once, I don't remember. It's been so long, but 3 BotCons minimum. I've met Peter in the more earlier days when he wasn't a movie star so much as a just a Transformer voice actor who was doing trailers once in a while for Toonami. And he was such a cool, laid back dude. And then when I got to see him years later at BotCon 2011, and now here he is, Mr. Movie Star, he was still a laid back, cool dude. I love that. With BotCon, we have our badges, and on the badges, it would say where you're from. And he saw that I was from Montreal, Quebec, and we talked for a bit. And he's like, "Oh, I used to go to Sherbrooke High and everything." It's like, "Oh, that's so cool." So, congratulations to you, Peter, and all your endeavors and everything like that. I love how Peter even thanked his agent, who I'm sure should be thanking Peter and all the money he's been making. Um, but great stuff. Congrats, Peter. Awesome. Really good stuff. And that's it more or less for the news. Um, so we're going to be doing a giveaway today. We'll do some sponsor talk and everything. We'll talk about some stuff that we got this week. Not much, just some weird odds and ends that I wanted to share with you guys. And yeah, and then we'll open it up to some super chats and chill the rest of the evening together in the Transformer world of the Slag Pod. Let me just get some water. I had a long day today. And tomorrow's going to be the holidays. We're going to be running around too. So let's just enjoy this nice quiet evening together. Cringe McCringle Peter with a well-deserved award. Damn right. Damn right. Peter's a cool dude. Really cool dude. We're very lucky in the Transformer fandom that um, I've met I've met practically almost everyone that is alive, more or less, and some dead even now that I think about it, in terms of voice actors and stuff. And I'd have to say, like, 99% of them were like super cool dudes. Some of them were a little volatile, certain Devastator. Larry could speak of it as well as a few others. But even Arthur, I'm pretty sure Arthur has his moments. Anyone who knows. But I mean, every other voice actor has been so great and so down to earth and appreciative of everything. And it goes all the way from the top with Peter Cullen and Frank Welkers. Frank was awesome too when I got to meet him. He was someone who never wanted to do shows, and when I got to meet him, he was just nothing but jokes and laughter. And Ian Corlett was another one too that didn't like doing conventions, but then when he actually started doing it, he kind of opened up. So we're very lucky that we have that, because there's a lot of other fandoms like Star Trek fandom and a few others that, the people that we worship from those fandoms in a lot of ways, they don't, they're not as appreciative of the fans, I guess is the best way to put it. Because I have a friend who's really into Star Trek, And he's like, man, some of those guys, and I don't want to name some, but I mean, even Jaws D kind of had a moment with one of them. I don't want to name who. He was at a Montreal Comic Con, but even one of them was a bit of a dick to him. Next generation guy. That's all I'm going to say. And I was surprised, because I've never been a big Star Trek guy. Some of the movies I like, the older next gen ones. I watch an episode here and there, but I've never been a big Star Trek guy. And it's always sad to hear that, that these fandoms that literally these guys make so much money from because and keep them in the pop culture world, long after they've been done, and they're still making money from cons and selling stuff, and yet they don't respect the fans. Oh, we got some gifted YouTube memberships. Oh, Abraham, way to go, bro. Yo, give that guy a high five, man. He gifted to Rodimus Supreme, JP from New York, Christopher Ross, Zach Leiber, and Boocat. Well, there's going to be more people that now they're going to get a chance to win something. To win something tonight. More YouTube members. You've just hedged the bets. Congrats. Well, thank you very much, Abraham. That was very nice of you. Very, very nice of you to do that for everybody. That's fantastic. Rodimus Supreme, I assume Patrick Stewart. Actually, no. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever been to I've been to a lot of conventions. And when I mean a lot, I mean a lot. I don't think I've ever been at a convention that Patrick Stewart was at. Maybe I'm wrong. Have to ask Jaws D, because I that's the thing. Like, if the Star Trek guys were there, I wouldn't really be paying attention or noting that in my head. Like, the only time I ever cared if like a Star Trek guy was there was Leonard Nimoy, and that's for obvious purple Decepticon reasons. This is way before Dark of the Moon. Like, I mean, I just like what's his name there, Captain Kirk. He's from Montreal also, and if he was at a con, I was like, well, okay. Also a Montrealer dude. I've never been a big Star Trek guy. It's not no hate on Star Trek. It's cool because the movies that I've watched in the past, I like the next gen movies, and I went to see them because I had a friend who was really into them. So I just see those in a vacuum. They were fun. They were entertaining. I could see why people like it. I just don't have the time. But it wasn't Patrick Stewart because I don't even think he was ever been at a show in Montreal. Shatner, thank you, William Shatner. My experience with William Shatner was he was on the box of a high fiber cereal. I forget what the cereal was called, but he was like the spokesman for it. And he did an event in Montreal talking about that cereal. No joke. That's like my experience with William Shatner. Are we going to win a tour? Win a tour, hard days, dirty socks. What? I don't know what that means. Link CW. Anyways, so let's do the giveaway. So what we'll do is we'll do the giveaway, which is just pretty much you guys answer a question. My mod John, who's here today, is going to throw you all into a hat, which is actually just a digital file, and then it randomizes two names. We're going to have two winners today because we have two different items that we're going to be giving away. Then we'll do sponsorship. We'll show some cool stuff that we got. Which the reason why I do sponsorship, the cool stuff that we got, because it gives John a good 15 to 20 minutes to tabulate everything. Because if we have two today, he's going to be busy. He's going to be busy. And now that we have way more Patreon people and YouTube members for this, it's probably going to be busy. So first, how it's going to work is if you are a Patreon member, we're going to ask a question. And so if you give your answer, you have to answer obviously in the chat. Put your Patreon name first, the name that you use on Patreon. That way John could cross-reference it and make sure that you actually are a Patreon member, and then put your answer. If you are a YouTube member, which is the green names, just give your answer because John doesn't have to double check that. You have your little icons next to your names. It's perfect. So first, what are the giveaways? So the first one that we have here is this one comes from Toy Robot. So Toy Robot is giving away the full run of their first year of their Toy Robot magazine, as well as a mint in box road hauler from the Velocitron Speedia 500 collection. So if anyone's not familiar with Toy Robot, they're the ones that did the Toy Robot magazine, which is a really, really cool magazine in the spirit of Toy Fair magazine back in the day. And you got like cool posters. Like, let me just show these cool posters. A lot of like pinups. Look at that one. I love that wheelie with the dinosaur from Jurassic Park. Like all the Armada toys. Really cool stuff. And this issue, because you get all of them. Here, let me just show. You get the archive covers, by the way, which is really, really cool. The archive covers were like a limited run, not like let me pull this, not like the regular ones. So you got like this, you're getting the special like chromium kind of looking covers, and you get all of them. This is obviously my issue that I was in. Um, Look at that doofus. Anyways, but what's cool about it is like there's a lot of cool stuff in them. Like this issue had, coincidentally, I think this was the issue that talked about, where is it? I think this was the one that talked about tidal wave, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it does. See, and look, you have like vehicle Voltron, a lot of cool stuff. They talk about bootleg stuff, off-brand Transformers, cheap figures. Really cool thing. Shout out to Toy Archive, Alex Bickmore, good old buddy from the BotCon days. There it is, the Dark Fleet. Really cool. You get the full run of these magazines. Actually, one more thing I want to give a shout out to eh, to Heather. She got interviewed, one of the premier females of the Transformer fandom. Everyone sees her every year at TFCon in Toronto. She was interviewed too, talking about being a female in the fandom. Great stuff. Great stuff. So you're going to get the chromium covers, all of them. I think Aaron Archer was in one of those issues too. I think there was a Peter Cullen and Frank Welker interview. You get the full run of those. If you want to see more stuff from Toy Robot, go check out the Facebook group, facebook.com/Toy Robot Magazine. So there's that giveaway. So we're going to do that one. And then the second one, oh, actually, we'll maybe to make it easier on John, we'll do the giveaway for that one first. He could tabulate those, and then we'll do the giveaway for the other one. So maybe that'll be easier then. Yeah. Uh okay then. So, very easy question. Very easy question. In the 86 movie, in the 86 movie of Transformers, the Dinobots went to kick butt on Unicron. Who used his tail to damage Unicron? Take a guess. I'll just give it a moment, and it gives John a moment too. Who used his tail to damage Unicron? This is for the Toy Robot one. It gives me a moment to get a drink too, because I am thirsty. Oh, these are going to come flying in now. Oh, the cereal was called All Brand. That's correct. I remember that. It was just so funny. It was so funny. I was like, really? All Brand? I like that some people are actually getting it wrong. That's hilarious. And then again, I'm obsessed with the 86 movie, so can't be blamed. Yeah. Can't be blamed. So we have a whole bunch of answers. We'll give it another minute or so while we talk. Just want to see how everyone's doing this weekend. We have a whole bunch of. We got a new YouTube member here in Fawnheart. Fawnheart, get your message in right away. Get your answer, and you could get thrown into it right away too. Interesting that there's actually a diversity of answers here. Huh. I thought this would have been an easy one. Evidently not. Evidently not. Yeah. We'll give it another 30 seconds, guys, and then we'll go into the next one. And John, I guess we'll do the cutoff when I close the image. We'll do it that. We'll do it that way. Alrighty. So that was that one. We'll announce the winner after the sponsorship and stuff, because John's going to need time to do this. So the second giveaway, so that was the first one, so people will get another opportunity. The second giveaway, it comes courtesy of Bint Studios. Once again, Bint's sponsoring and giving some cool gifts. So you get a 3-pack of classic Generations during that Thrilling 30 run. You get Crosscut, you get Scoop, and you get the orange G-Axis. This one is missing the guns, unfortunately, but it does have the missiles. But you get the 3 of them here. The other 2 are complete. Scoop is interesting because I don't know when they're going to do an update of him anytime soon. So you get 2 Target Masters on the double Target Master action. So you get some nice classic figures here too. Really cool stuff. But so this one too, also 3-pack available for a winner. And what we're going to do for this one, because we already did one Dinobot question. And the next Dinobot question is now, in the Transformers Cyberverse series, one of the Dinobots was made into a female character. Which one was it that was made a female Dinobot instead? Originally was a male Dinobot in G1, in Cyberverse was now a female character. So who was that one? I hope this one's easier. Cyberverse was a good series. If you have not watched it, go check it out, yo. Go check it out. Yeah. Yeah, see, everyone knows that one. There you go. Surprised the 86 one wasn't that easy. I like Mikey and Louie's answer. Smog. It's totally Smog. Has to be Smog. The 8th Dinobot. Totally Smog. Sarah says, hey, Proto, I also got fired before Christmas just on Thursday, so I feel the Hasbro pain. Really, Sarah? That sucks. Holy crap. I hope it was like, a job that you weren't there very long anyways, right? I'm hoping that. Hope that's the case. That sucks to hear that, Sarah. For sure, Smog. Awesomeness. John, how we doing? You okay? Okay. 20 more seconds. This one seems like it's more of a slam dunk. The other one, John, have made it easier for him because people are actually getting it wrong. This one's pretty easy. No one's asking for Smog. Alrighty then. A lot of people in the same boat. I hope it's not just because it's if it's seasonal workers, that kind of happens. Like obviously you get hired like at the beginning of December, and by the end of December they're already getting rid of you, which kind of sucks. But that's almost kind of expected. But I mean, if it's something you've been there for a while, it's never easy. But you know what? I've been fired from jobs too, and you know what? Always new opportunities present themselves. So it is what it is. Alrighty. We will cut that one off now. Oop, how did that open? There we go. Well, now you know what we're going to be talking about afterwards. So those are 2 that we got here. And so John's going to spend the next 15 minutes tabulating the winners because now we have 2 that we have to figure out. So in the meantime, we'll do sponsorship. We'll talk about some cool stuff that we got, and then we'll announce the giveaways, and then we'll start jumping into our super chats for tonight. And of course, sponsorship, once again, always thankful the whole year. Symbiote Studios. There's a Catnip Bravo chilling there with his buddy. And of course, then we got Mr. here. I finally put him in his chair, and he kind of floats. Kind of just floats in his chair. And it's funny because when I put him in his chair, I realized I also have the Throne of the Primes back there chilling, which sits so much better in that chair, but whatever. It is what it is. Anyways, Symbiote Studios, the plush, the pins, the t-shirts, the awesomeness. Go pick up your Slag plush if you have not already. Limited run. You will regret it if you don't, because when it's gone, and you don't want that to happen. And of course, the Ultra Magnus next year. Get ready for that in 2024. Will be going up for pre-order. So you'll finally get Grumpy Magnus, some Robert Stack action, or if you're Jack Angel from the more cartoonish voice, and the whole crew. Some of them will be going out of retirement because some have been sold out, but very few of them will. Some of them will stay sold out permanently. So just I heavily suggest, guys, don't miss out. Pick out the plushes that you want, because when they're gone, they're gone. And then Wave 8 will be starting in 2024 with a whole bunch of new ones. Gonna be pretty hype. Gonna be pretty hype. Link CW Proto got a second Unicron within the 2-minute window. Sell it to me, please. I didn't even wake up for that. I didn't wake up for it at all. Like I went to work and that was it. When it happened, it happened. You know, I saw the listings, but I was just like, I I bought Unicron, and the other ones were sent to me from Hasbro, and the GI Joes and Hero Quest that aren't my bag really. I didn't need a Sky Striker, although that his tank is pretty sexy though. But anyway, Symbiote Studios, sure to check them out, and of course all their other stuff, My Little Pony, GI Joe, Power Rangers, all the good stuff. There's so much more than I'm just showing you here. Go check out their website, symbiotestudios.com. Plush pins and t-shirts. I'm rocking the Catnip Bravo shirt. Little dude over there. These are their little shoulder ones. You put it under. Pretty cool. Check those out, yo. Very good stuff. And the seats. This is going to be the last month of And Seats. So take advantage, if you can, of the And Seats promo code. Protoman gives you 15% off your order, and it could be stackable with any other promo codes they have. So if you are looking to get an And Seat, this is going to be the last week or so of that. So be sure to check that out, yo. Eyes on Ace. I'm in Canada for the holidays. You pay a lot in taxes. Oh yeah, we pay a lot in taxes. A lot. Everything. I went to go buy some trading cards, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, $15 for trading cards. Boom, adds another $3 right there. You know, it adds up real quick, but we get that free healthcare, I guess. Never gone to the hospital for anything in my life, really. Maybe for friends and family, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't get to take advantage of that taxation, unfortunately. Yeah, and seats. And the last thing we're going to cover, of course, check out the Toy Armada. We have a brand new segment that's already in the can. Hopefully, it will be live. I want to say this week coming up, you will get a brand new episode of the Toy Armada before the year is up. So stay tuned for that. A brand new segment of me and Aaron Archer sitting down and talking about some cool toys and everything in nice long form. A good hour and so. The next one that's coming. So stay tuned for that. Be sure to subscribe to the Toy Armada with Aaron Archer if you haven't already. If you're listening to my voice here, for sure you could be listening to my voice over there too, also with someone who knows way more about how Transformers work than even me, as crazy as that sounds, because the man worked on them. The creator of Armada masterpieces and then some, Aaron Archer. Go check it out. And speaking of Aaron Archer, go check out archermonster.com/shop. Pick yourself up a late Christmas present if you want for the Transformer fan in your life, or yourself. Always get yourself something too. The Art of Transforming Robots Volume 2 Color Edition is available on his website. I don't know how many are left, so I heavily suggest you pick it up because he will be looking at Volume 3 soon. That'll probably, don't quote me on this. I don't know if Aaron's in the chat. I think it's going to debut at TFCon Toronto in July, Volume 3. So if you have not picked up Volume 2, get that as soon as you can. And yeah, good stuff, as well as, and more importantly, all of those brand new instruction sheets. Some new ones will be going live tonight. So go check out archermonster.com/shop for brand new instructions, hand painted, one of a kind on the original 20 to 25-year-old instructions of those characters. Frame them, put them on your wall. Beautiful stuff. Also available on archermonster.com, painted by Mr. Archer himself. Great stuff coming. Stay tuned for that. Go check it out. on his website. Don't miss the opportunity. They are one of a kind because when those are gone, they're gone. Yeah. Where are we at here? Ooh, Proto, that's a lot of your voice. I don't know if we could have all that. Yeah, it's a lot of me. They have to hear my voice all the time. But yeah, and Larry's having that right now. You know, Larry's going through that right now. He's at the Glen Hospital. It's in the West Island. So, um, got a few things. We'll talk about some things that we got this week, and then we'll announce the winners of the giveaway, and then we'll do the super chats and everything like that. So not much. Maybe we'll show the non-transformer stuff first. So I'm a big Shy Guy fan. Anyone knows who I love my Super Mario stuff. So this guy finally showed up in Walmart's in Canada. I believe this was $11.99, which is obviously I know people are gonna be like, really? It's that expensive? It's Canada. We overpay for everything. The little flying Shy Guy Mario Kart ones. I was tempted to get the Wario also. The Wario had a really nice paraglider with his face on it. But I'm like, man, these things are like $11. So I was like, I'll just get the Shy Guy. So pretty dig that one. Pretty cool. Very happy about that. Um, the other non-transformer thing was this is a great one. So they're doing the adult Happy Meal promotions. I'm not a big McDonald's guy, but I have nostalgia for McDonald's from when I was a kid. So when they do these adult Happy Meal things, I like to kind of partake in them. And so they did the brand new adult one. This is the Kevin Frost one where they do these McNugget buddies that come in a blind box. Here, I'll show you. So this is the box. This is the adult Happy Meal box that you get. Oh, geez. There we go. There's all the little. Eh, there's Kevin Frost. And I swear, let me just show you guys something. I swear that that dog was in the cartoons of the McDonald's cartoons back in the day. Looks familiar, but so got that. And so what it is you pay, no joke, you pay $18. So you get a choice, I believe it's a Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNugget, adult fry, adult drink, $18. Mind you, this is Canadian fast food, which is always way more expensive. Our government doesn't want us to die, so they make fast food really expensive. Then you get a blind box with a McNugget buddy. You don't know which one you're going to get. They even put like a security tape on it. And I was really hoping the one that I wanted to get. Let me take out the McNugget buddy, and it comes with a trading card too, which was kind of cool. But the one I wanted to get was this guy here. This one here with like the Metro car from New York. Pretty cool. I actually got the one I probably would have wanted the least. I see there that dude. That's the one I wanted. I ended up getting the Queen. I don't know. Whatever. I was like, damn, that's the one I wanted the least. Comes with a trading card too and everything. So still cool. I mean, $18, I don't know. $18 for 10 chicken McNuggets, a French fry, and a drink, and a blind packed little thing. I was like, well, you only live once. I was gonna do it once. So I was like, you know what? Why not? See, and it's $11 in the States. So that's crazy. See, it's $11 even with exchange. So if you do the exchange rate, even with exchange, that would come to about $15. So again, we always overpay for fast food. Always. Always. It's $20 for like 20 chicken McNuggets. Like it's so expensive to eat fast food here. DW Brown, Canadian fast food is probably healthier too. I have a theory with that. I do kind of agree with you, only because I've eaten McDonald's in the States, going to BotCons for many years, and I've eaten McDonald's here in Canada. I find it's way saltier in the States. That's the one thing. And apparently, I remember back in the mid 2000s, there was that whole mad cow scare that was going on. Apparently, the beef that you eat in Canada is not the same beef that you eat in the United States for McDonald's also. So apparently that wasn't affected by it. So apparently even where the meat is sourced is different. So I don't know. I don't know. Either way, I'm not gonna I was just happy to have a 10-piece chicken McNugget with, with sweet and sour sauce and get a little McNugget buddy. I just wanted to get one just for fun. When I saw the bill and I'm like, $18, whatever. You only live once. You only live once. So I like to do those kind of things. Yeah, adult Happy Meals are a thing. They do it only once in a while though, Horned Owl. They only like they do it like the last time they did, I think was like a year ago or 2 years ago. They do like a famous like they do it just rarely. So when they did the first one, it was with the Grimace and the Birdie figures. I couldn't get those because they were all sold out by the time I got to like my McDonald's near my place. So I was like, damn, I would have liked to like just for fun. As the toy collector in us, it's kind of cool to partake in that kind of stuff. And it was blind box this one. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll get that cool, Metro subway car one. That one's kind of cool. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I ordered a Happy Meal. It's expensive. It's so expensive. Man, you just might as well just make it at home. And you know what? There the funny thing is, I swear, if you're in Montreal, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There is a buffet chain here in Montreal. It's called Buffet Vichy. I think it's owned by an Italian family. And so it's a typical buffet, all the Western food and stuff and pastas and everything, a buffet place. But they have all you could eat nuggets there. And I swear they taste like the chicken McNuggets from McDonald's. 100%. And every time I go, I remember me and my buddy Brian, we went years ago and we just killed it. We just killed it. Absolutely killed it. So if you're in Montreal, maybe it's available in the rest of Canada or in the States. I don't know. I just know Buffet Vichy's here in Montreal. Anyone who's Montreal knows exactly what I'm talking about because it's a chain. All you could eat chicken McNuggets, exactly like the McDonald's ones. It doesn't have the sauce, unfortunately, but it definitely has that. Oh my God, they're so good. Oh, now I'm getting hungry. Oh, damn. Well, at least McDonald's would still be open at this hour. Oh, we got a crazy super chat. Oh, Princeton Phalanx 59, $50 red super chat. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Funny that you talk about Windblade. I was just talking to Mikey and Louie about her today. What are you saying here, brother? Let's take a look. I just got the Legacy United Windblade. I want to get that one. That one looks really good because that's based off of the Cyberverse one, and there's a whole story with that. I'll get to that in a moment. She's way better than I thought she would be. Fun transformation and articulation. The legs are not as big in the photos. Really? She doesn't got nice hips or something? In my opinion, she is the best one so far, and I have most of the other older molds of her. Well, you know what? Like the one thing that's special about that one more than anything was that she was such a main character. Like it's like I always say, like, you have like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Like that's like the holy trinity of DC. The Cyberverse TV series, it was like Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, and Windblade. And Windblade got so much screen time. Like she was literally like the second lead of the show. But yet when you looked at the Cyberverse toy line, she had two figures and they were both terrible. It was a warrior class that was like, oh God, don't even get me started. And it was like a scout slash legend scale. I don't even know what you call it. They had its own price point that didn't even transform it, like half transformed. They had like a gimmick. And I was just like, man, like, how do you make her like the main character and not even give her a good toy? And yeah, okay, you could argue, oh, she looks like her Legends scale, like her Cybertron Transformers Legends version or her Thrilling 30 version. I guess you could argue, you could I use the term like facsimiles, but I mean, it would have been cool if we got a good version during Cyber. And then there was a scene in the show where she got like split into pieces, and Cyberverse started the whole build a figure thing. Well, actually, the Beast Wars 10th anniversary started it, but Cyberverse had a build a figure kind of concept. They could have made Windblade the build a figure, but they didn't do that either. Mind you, she probably wouldn't have been transformable if she was a build a figure. But I don't know. So this was a way for them to kind of make up for not getting a good Windblade figure, and that makes me happy to hear that she's really good because I really want to get that one. I love Windblade as a character. I think she's really cool. Me too. I think I have every version of her. I think the only one I don't have, they did a third party one of her that was really nice. I forget what it was called. I don't have that. And then they did a small mini version third party that was really cute. I don't have that one. Shout out to my friend Eric. He got that one. I remember seeing and going like, "Ooh, I should have got that." But I love that character. She's really cool. I like that she, her fan could come off. So that's cool to hear, man. Because now I'm really excited to get that one. I want to get the Cyberverse Chromio when they do that one too, because Chromio was also in the show and she didn't get a decent figure. All she got was like a tiny turbo changer, which is hardly. And that's crazy. Everyone, same again. I'm going on a tangent. Everyone in Cyberverse got tiny turbo changer figures. Even Hot Rod and even the obscure Strika got a tiny turbo changer, but not Windblade. It was insane. Like she was one of the main characters of the show, and they completely shafted her. I don't understand that. So weird. So weird. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have confidence in her for a marketing product, but then why use her at all? I don't know. Very weird. Very, very weird. But thank you for the super chat, brother. That is really good. That is really cool of you, man. That is really, really cool. Very surprised by that. Thank you so much. Um, thank you for all the love and support that all you guys give, man. Like it's like I really try my best to give you guys the best product. You know what I mean? I was literally talking with Aaron Archer just a couple of days ago, and he even said to me, he was amazed how like what I'm able to do with what I have at my disposal. Like and that's why like I know that like Boxing Day is coming up soon here in Canada. That $50 you just gave me, that's going towards what I was planning to get for Boxing Day, which is I want to get a second HD camera. I'm gonna just wait for Boxing Day to get one because I want to do in the future. I've talked to you guys about this before. I want to do where you have face cam, but you also have like a cam for like I want to like show books or unboxings, like live unboxings, but not just like this. I want to like an overhead shot. I have a few items that I literally kept mint in box, some blind box items that I'm saving for when I get that camera so I can open it live with you guys. And they're vintage Transformer items that have been blind boxed. So, and I've been saving them for this. So hopefully, when Boxing Day rolls around on the 26th, I'm going to be hitting up my favorite comic store. Shout out to Mark the Comic Hunter, and I'll be hitting up probably a Best Buy or something and try to get a nice webcam, a second one to do like a nice down shot. Doesn't have to be as good as this one, but something in that vein, just so it's nice enough so when I show you guys like books or stuff, at least it's a little bit HD and it looks really nice. Tiny turbo changers are where it's at. I love them. I think I have like every tiny turbo changer except for like I think they did like one or two movie ones that were like exclusive to like box sets or something, but I have them all. They were really fun. I love them. And again, because they were so low cost, they were able to make characters that didn't have full size toys. Like Alpha Strika, only figure is a tiny turbo changer. Chromia, like I said, only figure is a tiny turbo changer. I know I'm forgetting a few others. There was like one or two others from Cyberverse that their only toy was a tiny turbo changer. Wild Wheel, I think it's there's like two figures and one of them is a tiny turbo changer. It's wild. It's wild. And they stopped doing it. They need, you know what? And Hasbro needs lines like that because that's the best way to throw a trademark if you need to do it. If we need to use this trademark, we need to use Unicron, but we don't want to make a new Unicron toy. Put it on a tiny turbo changer. And I know I'm pretty sure fans would dig that. Hey, you can get a little tiny Unicron that transforms, like it just folds open. You know, pretty crazy. Oh, geez, what are you guys doing, Mikey and Louie? Now you're doing one too. But yeah, you have to outdo him by 1 cent. What are you, Hulk Hogan? Hulk Hogan. I want to get paid 1 cent more than Ric Flair. Mike and Louie with the $50 red super chat. Had to outdo Princeton. Let's redo my question for Aaron. Do you have a good Christmas related TF con? Oh, the question you asked Aaron. Do you have a good Christmas related TF con, Hasbro, or general fun story to tell us? Well, most of the TF cons were never near Christmas. Colin, who runs TF con, always around Christmas time, he runs a 1 day like miscellanea toy show. So I could give a story with that at least. So the 1 day toy shows, I believe they're called 80s Toy Expos in Toronto. Drive drive 5 hours in the freezing cold on terrible roads to go do that show with my buddy Camise and Arnaud and Robbie, and that's a whole other story. I know I'm forgetting somebody. Larego came with us once. John Marsh. Shout out to all those crazy dudes. Um, I bought a Cadillacs and Dinosaurs mint in box. That was my big purchase from that. Uh, in terms of Hasbro or general, Christmas stories, you know what? I don't know if my sister's in the chat. She could vouch for this one. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, me and my sister. Like our family, some of our Christmases were pretty thin. And I'll never forget one year we had, it's hard to pinpoint the year. So it'd have to be around Power Rangers. I'd have to say 93, 94. We had no money for presents. We just had no money for presents at all. It was a very light year for gifts. And I remember what we did was whatever money we did have, we went to Toys R Us and literally we bought the presents. And imagine the kids, with whatever money we had, we bought our presents and we put them under the tree unwrapped. We didn't even have wrapping paper, nothing. I bought a 12-inch Wolverine Toy Biz from X-Men and a Micro Machines. I think it was like a 4-pack of Power Rangers Micro Machines that came with Titanus, King Sphinx, Red Ranger, and a Putty, I believe. And that was it. 2 presents. And then my sister, the same thing. She bought 2 things. She bought a Pog maker, like a Pog maker, milk cap maker. And one other thing, we put it under the tree. We already knew what our present, but we put it under the tree sealed and we waited until Christmas. That's how little money we had. We were literally just not even wrapping paper. So, but it was those little things. It was one of those things where it's like, I wasn't I didn't have a lot of money, but I learned, how to be very smart with money later on when I got to high school. I want to give a shout out to one of my teachers, Mr. Jacobson, in high school, teach the taxation class in high school, which taught you about doing your taxes and money, and pretty influential. Was very smart class to take in high school because it really taught you about money and how to move money around. And my parents were also good at teaching you how to take care of yourself with your money. Um, yeah, Ninja, like that Pog Maker, it was a Canadian release. I think it was done. It wasn't by the guys who did Pog. God, I have to find a picture of it. But I remember seeing the commercial on YTV, and it had a yellow back. It was like you got like sheets of cardboard, and what you did is the Pog Maker. It would twist. You would put a card or an image from a magazine. You would twist it. It would cut the image out, and then it would stamp it on a Pog under it that was like a sticker with the Pog back. It was so cool. So cool. My sister made it of like we'd take like pictures of our pets and make them in the pogs, or we'd look at magazines and stuff, and we do that. I had magazines of wrestling stuff, so I did like a pog of Bret Hart, and I did like a pog of I think of the Mask at the time. Keep in mind, this is like 93, 94. So I think like there was a Jim Carrey magazine, so we did like a Mask pog. There's a buried pog collection with those custom pogs somewhere in our house. Um, but yeah, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Thank you for the question. I can't think of any others. I'll be honest with you. Like, Christmas presents, like some big presents I got, Batmobile from Batman Returns. That was like the big present one year. Um, one year again, didn't have a lot of money. So all I got was Pterosaur from Beast Wars. That was it. And a computer game. Leisure Suit Larry 7. So that was it for one year. Like very, very bare minimum. I always watch videos and I see like kids when they grew up, they used to get like 10 or 11 presents for Christmas. I'd be lucky if we got 2, you know? So we played it, but let's just say I think I made up for it. Don't you think? There might be some psychological reason there. Who knows? But, definitely made up for it. But thank you for the super chat. That's a good one. I wish my sister was here. She could probably vouch for some of that other stuff too. Because I only remember the biggest present she ever got, that big Barbie van, that big Barbie van that transforms into like a play set or something. That was huge, that box. You see that under the Christmas tree and you go like, whoa, what is that? Boo Cat with the YouTube member question. Think I saw a YouTube video about that milk cap maker made in 1995. Was it 95? Because I'm just thinking 94 because it was a Toy Biz X-Men Wolverine 12-inch. Like it was like a blown up version of a smaller one, and it was a Power Ranger Micro Machine. And 95 seems that's high school for me, so that seems later. It feels like it was 94, but you might be right. You might be right. Maybe it was 95. But I remember those. Like those were so cool. And that was like one of her things. And it was really cool. Pog Maker. I wonder if she still has it because I know I don't have it anymore. But Annie, do you still have that? That thing was so cool. It's like, I remember it's a really cool idea. Probably still have the pages somewhere. Um, didn't get many Christmas, Transformers for Christmas didn't really start happening until the Beast Wars era. Because I got into Transformers in '86. It was kind of on its way out. The last Transformers that I got as gifts was my Micromasters for a birthday when Micromasters were the thing. And then it was Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, that era, X-Men, video games, you know, completely different stuff. Starting like again, Pterosaur was a Christmas present. Um, no one will believe this. Pepsi Optimus Prime Canadian edition from my pops. He picked it up from a toy store from a toy collector. So that was one that was in 1998, I want to say. So this and that. Prince and Phalanx 59 Proto. Can I have you wrapped as a gift for under my Christmas tree? You wouldn't want me under my Christmas tree. You would probably your Christmas tree. You probably want something better. You don't want me under it. Although, you know, I'm pretty sure you could ask for something better. Maybe a Haslab item or something. Rodimus Supreme. I was born in 94. You're making me feel old, my friend. I was born in 83. Uh, good year, 94. The 90s were the best, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. Even though like I grew up in the 80s, the 90s were such a great time. It was such a transitional period of great storytelling, great toys. The internet was starting to become a thing. Video game, console wars. Wrestling was great. What a great time. Nothing ever like it. Mikey and Louie proto squished into a box under the tree. Yeah, you know what? I have a humongous, huge, huge box. When I bought like a push car kind of thing, I have a huge box which could probably fit a person in that one. I don't know if I'd fit in it, but it probably would fit. I'd probably be able to squish in there if I go in the fetal position. Link CW, I've been married for 20 years now and I haven't gotten one present in 20 years. Yes, it was a transformer. But when you were raising 3 to 4 kids, no, I totally get you, man. You know what? I'm like that now. Now I don't care about presents. Now it's like from like same thing with birthdays. Like Jaws D's birthday just passed, and we kind of have like an agreement where it's like, yeah, let's not buy presents for each other. But I still once in a while I'll gift him something, but it won't be birthday related. It'll just be like, hey, I found this when I was out. That would be cool if you like this. So like it's more like now we give presents more just because we're gifting for the sake of gifting if we find something we know they're enjoying, not the obligation of like, oh, your parents had sex on that day, so that's why we're giving you a present. You know, uh, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I even didn't even get to talk about some of the other stuff. I'll get to some of the other super chats in a moment. So I got this too. Found this in the wild, um, at a thrift store. I'm trying to get the rest of the rescue bots I never got. I always liked this one because this is an Optimus Prime that transforms into a uh, a tow truck, and I've always been fascinated with this one because I have a bootleg of Armada Optimus Prime, the Bendy Prime one, which was the smaller one, the deluxe one. I have a bootleg of Bendy Armada Optimus Prime and it's been retooled by the Chinese bootleggers into a tow truck. I still have it sealed on the card. I don't want to open it because it's so cool. And now I look back and go, I should have bought like two of them so I could have one to open. It literally is like Bendy Prime and it has like resculpted back that has the tow truck piece. I've seen one image of it online. Someone took a photo of it in vehicle mode for like a photo shoot or something. I think it was for, I want to say tformers.com. They do their daily prime. I haven't checked that website in years, but I think it was for that. So really cool. Really, really cool figure. So was really happy to get that. I always try to find some of the Rescue Bot toys that I'm missing because I don't know, I find them so charming. I love these figures. They're so cool, you know? And then this is a weird one. At the same thrift store for $1, one piece of Titan class Predaking. One piece of them. They just had this one piece that had the sticker on the back. There was a sticker that said $1. The owner of the store thought it was a Power Ranger. And I was like, okay. I asked him, did you have the other pieces? He's like, no, this is just the one that came in. Some woman came in with their toy collection. Somehow this was the only piece. So I got one piece of, by the way, I don't have the Titan class Predaking. It never showed up in retail ever here in Montreal, except for GameStop, which we call at the time EB Games, and they were asking way too much. They were like upselling it. So I never got it. But hey, one piece of it, I'll put it with my others. Maybe one day I'll get the others. I don't know. But one piece, sure, for $1 Canadian. Couldn't say no. It's just fun. And I was surprised because like I was messing with it and I was like, oh, it's pretty sturdy, but I could understand why I think the owner knows his toys a little bit, but he's not big on Transformers. I could understand why he probably would have thought it was a Power Ranger. I could see that connection. Probably looked at it like if it was like White Tiger Zord or something, you know, maybe. But such a random find. Yeah, exactly, Abraham. Such a random. It was just there when I saw it from far away because he always gets new inventory in his store and he just randomly puts it in like one section of the back of his store and it was just like on the table like this and from far away I was like, oh snap, he has a G1, you know, a G1 Rampage. That's pretty cool. Okay, hey, that's awesome. And then as I got closer to it, I was like, wait a minute, that's not G1. That's the remake from the Titans Return, which I believe it was during Power of the Primes, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And I was like, how does he have just one piece of it? Like, where's the rest of it? So that's wild. What a weird thing. What a weird thing to find. But hey, one step closer, I guess. You know, one step closer. Um, Olden Tolbert with the super chat for $5. Megatron want for Christmas the Dinobots destruction. I don't know. I don't think Megatron would celebrate such human holidays. The disgusting germs celebrating the birth of some human. That's all it is. And they give presents to each other by celebrating the birth of another human. I don't think Megatron would ever celebrate it. Like my Starscream post there. So what? Yeah, they don't care. Cybertron doesn't even get snow. Um, Howlet Ghost is a Patreon guy. I'm a Patreon listener, but I have no idea if my YouTube account is linked or not. No, what you have to do, Howlet, if you're a Patreon member, you have to private message me through Patreon. Because the thing that sucks is like YouTube, and I wish YouTube would have a private message system. That's something I hope they implicate, so I could be able to private message you guys. And by the way, I have to announce the winners too. But if you're a Patreon member, private message me and we'll figure all that stuff out on that end to kind of link stuff and for you to get to the Discord. Um, they don't make it easy, unfortunately. Megatron versus Jesus. Megatronus Day. So let's announce the winners. Let me pull up the slides. John sent me everything. We'll get to that, and then we'll get to the other super chats, my friends. So if I miss any super chats, just please repost them. The Patreon ones I won't miss because Streamlabs keeps them right in my face until I answer those. That's why super chats are always the better to send. So the first one. So the winner of the Toy Robot Special Pack, all the issues in chromium covers, and of course the Road Hauler brand new. Again, thank you to Toy Robot And be sure to check out facebook.com/Toy Robot Magazine. Thank you for all the love and support also, and giving our fans some really cool reading material, which I'm guaranteeing, man, you're getting the whole run of these. You're going to be busy for a while. A while. That's some good stuff. Man, if you want lunch with me, just come to TFCon. I will gladly hang out with people and eat. I do that already, anyways. You don't have to win anything. Just go to the con. So yeah, so the winner is John. Who do we got? Star Warrior Prime, who is a Patreon member. It says here. So Patreon member Star Warrior Prime is the winner of the Toy Robot Collection and Road Hauler. So Star Warrior, please say yo, what's up? And if you don't say yo, what's up, we'll have to give it to someone else. So Star Warrior, gotta hear yo, what's up? In the meantime, while we wait for Star Warrior, I just want to make sure I don't miss any questions. Miss any questions here. Clark Clint Gaming Proto, what do you think is the next Transformer series that needs to have? If you feel the last good series was really Transformers Prime, everything else since then has felt too childish for me. Oh, there he is. Perfect. Sorry, Clark, I'll answer your question in a moment. Okay, so Star Warrior Prime, because you are a Patreon member, just contact me through Patreon, and we'll work everything out, of course. I'll just need your address, pretty much, and then we'll send everything off ASAP. I can't guarantee that you'll get it for Christmas, because it's literally 2 days away, but you will get it ASAP, and hopefully we'll have a tracking number for you and everything with that ASAP. So yeah, so thank you Star Warrior Prime, and thank you Toy Robot for sponsoring this giveaway. And then the second one, Bin Studios with the beautiful 3-pack of Thrilling 30 figures. Great stuff. And one moment, I'm just opening the other window here. So John, the winner of that one, the winner of the 3-pack of Thrilling 30. Man, that's a mouthful. Lizard Sphere X, who is a YouTube member. So Lizard Sphere X, say what's up if you won. Otherwise, we got second place waiting to claim it. If you're ready. If you're ready. And then I'll get to the super chats and questions in a moment. In a moment. In a moment. Lizard Sphere X, are you there? Did you get it? There he is, Lizard Sphere X. Okay, so Lizard Sphere X, since you are a YouTube member, try to contact me through Instagram or Twitter. That's the best way to do it. And just let me know your address and we'll have it shipped out to you. Same story, brother. Alrighty? Alrighty, good thing. So again, thank you to Bin Studios for doing these giveaways. We might do one more giveaway before the end of the year. I'm still going to try to figure something out for that too. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. I want to give back to you guys at the end of the year. Nice little presents and stuff. And thank you to the 2 sponsors for that. Let's go into some more questions. We had a super chat from Isaiah, and then I'll get also Clark's question too. I don't want to lose that one. So Isaiah wants to know, named after also a very good basketball player, Isaiah Thomas. What is the best Transformer gift you have been given? What is the best Transformers gift you have given to someone else? The only time I ever gave a gift, I believe, for Transformers was, I want to say, goodness, like an actual Transformer toy. I had a friend in high school. He was having a birthday party. I don't know if he wants his name said, so I won't say it. And his name's very unique. So it would be very easy to identify him. It's not like a Jim or Steve. It was an Indian name. And he really liked Generation 1 Transformers. And I had a whole bunch of junker ones that didn't have like the weapons and stuff. So I put like a whole bunch of them together and gave it to him as a birthday present. And looking back now, man, did I give away a lot of money? but this was like 1997, 1998, and I was just kind of like, it is what it is. I'll give him this. It was Starscream, not complete, mind you. Starscream, one of the Constructicons, Ravage. I think I gave him 2 GoBots also. He was very happy though. He was like, "Wow," you know, because again, this is like pre-eBay, so like getting this stuff wasn't easy. So that was like one of the few times I've never really given Transformers as a gift. I mean, maybe I'm pretty sure I must have given Jaws D like something, maybe a trading card or whatever. But again, we don't really do the gift thing, so it's hard to say. Hard to say. I don't really remember. That's a tough one. Giving gifts. I've even me receiving, not many. Not many. I've always been kind of in charge of like, getting my own stuff, you know? But, receiving now I get a bunch of stuff from you guys, Mikey and Louie and all of them, but back then, not much. Again, didn't have a lot of money. The area that I grew up in was kind of poor, so even your friends didn't really have a lot of money. We all had to kind of fend for ourselves in a lot of ways. It was tough. It was very tough. But thank you for the super chat, Isaiah. Good one. I like the ones that make me think. So Clark Clint's gaming's question, the next Transformer series. So I don't know how I'm going to answer that one because I kind of know more than I should lead on, so I won't really talk too much about it. But I loved Cyberverse. I think Earthspark is very middle of the road right now. I find it's too talky. Like I feel like episodes pass and nothing happens. And so I'm kind of like, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it'll get better later on. Sent through Twitter. Thank you, Lizards for X. I'll get to that after we're done tonight. Um, but like Cyberverse, I liked. If Cyberverse had one flaw, I wish the episodes were longer. That's it. Because it's, they're 10-minute episodes. By the time the beginning, middle, and end, it's like, they feel like 7-minute episodes. And, including the intros and the outros, which were short. Like, if they were a good 21-minute episodes, I think it would have been perfect. It was such a good series. I liked Cyberverse. No humans. Didn't get distracted with that. Just robot storytelling, Cybertronian stories. I liked Cyberverse. Earthspark, again, middle of the road. I'm not going to judge it until it's over, but so far it's like a 6 out of 10 series right now. I wish it was better. I'll be honest, because the animation's really good, but it takes more than good animation to make a Transformer series, especially when you have multi-million-dollar movies, and those are middle of the road, some of them. We got a super chat from Paul for $5. Will the VNR Optimus Prime mold be used for a cross license only, or will it be replaced Earthwise Optimus Prime at retail? It is a great complicated mold. So BMAC, I remember they were talking about that mold, and BMAC made a mention of something where he says you're going to see it in classic colors at some point in the future. And I don't know what he meant by that, because the VNR already is kind of classic colors. I think he probably meant maybe like, the speculation with fans have been like G2 Hero Prime. That's the one that a lot of people have been kind of like thinking will happen. But BMAC teased something. And BMAC is really good at like when he teases it, it's something that actually is coming because he's in charge of the marketing. So he's always in charge of like when those things are going to be revealed. So he clearly knows something that we don't, obviously, that's going to be popping up at some point. But we will be getting something. We just don't know when and what. We just don't know when and what. T-Formers 2002. Again, any YouTube member questions, just repeat them if I miss them, because they always get pushed up so fast. T-Formers 2002, when the action and fight choreography gets good in Earthspark, it gets really good. Yeah, animation is great. The action, like there was like 2 really good action scenes, specifically with the Seekers, the female Seekers. Those were really good. But that made such a small part of the show, which is such a shame, because it's the same thing like Beast Machines. There was like really good, like if you looked at like Mainframes as a company And everything that they've done, Beast Wars, reboot, Shadow Raiders, like Beast Machines and Shadow Raiders were like the best animation they ever had. But animation only goes so far. You need a good story, you need good music, you need good characters. And I feel like right now it's so middle of the road in terms. It might get better. Again, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I mean, it's such a shame because the toys are not bad in some different areas. Those deluxes are fun, although 50% of the line is starting to become repaints now. Um, but I have high hope for it. But we'll see what happens. But the next series supposedly will be good. We'll see. That's all I'm going to say. Ashnud Dawnbringer, my cousin, is sending me a bin of old robots in the sky stuff he found for Christmas. How old, though? Now you have me intrigued, Ashnud. How old are these robots? Are we talking 80s old, 90s old, early 2000s old, 70s? Tell me it's the 70s. Some Poppy, and Go Dykins. You know, what kind of old robots we talking here? Now you have my interest. Mike and Louie, we liked Beast Machines, but love Beast Wars. So yeah, well, the Beast Saga of stuff is always going to be much beloved. I have a bit of a bias because Beast Wars really was my return to Transformers after a long hiatus. Like G1 ended for me with G1. And yeah, you'd get the odd, Micromaster toys here and there. And my friend, Jaws D, who was my next door neighbor, got the G2 comic books. And my other, friend in grade school got some of the G2 toys. The first time I messed with Devastator was G2 Devastator, not the original. First time I messed with an Optimus Prime toy outside of just the trailer was the G2 version, not the original. So, I have a little bit of reverence for that stuff, but Beast Wars really brought me screaming back and never went back since, never left since. So I have a big love for Beast Wars. And it was just so well written. Link CW, have to go, guys. Love happy holidays until all are one. Proto, have a good one, man. Thank you, Link CW, for coming by. Enjoy your holidays with the friends and family. Prince and Phalanx 59, when will Hasbro reveal the next wave of Legacy United figures? Well, according to the listings that I talked about, Wave 2 of Legacy United will be March of 2024. Now, that's the ship dates. So, at some point, we're going to be getting another live, a fan stream, Fan First Friday, Transformer Tuesday, whatever they're going to do. They'll do something after the holidays. And when I mean after the holidays, I mean after New Year's. So I'm sure we'll get something. I'm sure we will get something revealed. I don't know what, but we will get something that'll definitely be put out there. I think probably we're going to see new Studio Series stuff. Judging by that Shockwave that we just saw, that means that those are getting into the hands of people on the illegal secondary market side. So that means that they're also going to be getting into the hands of the Hasbro people. So we'll see. We will see. But I'm definitely first or second week of January. BMAC will come back from the holidays. Maybe they'll get Sam Smith, who hasn't been really on the live streams that much. We also have, keep in mind, we also have to still see that video of Tidal Wave. Think about that. We still haven't gotten that video of Tidal Wave released yet, and that was pre-recorded. So who knows what's going to happen with that too? That might be shown to us. They might show us that video and then some reveals. We'll see. That video was extremely hyper edited and put into the booth at Cybertron Fest in Singapore. So like there was like cuts, like it was like they clearly cut out parts of it and then they looped it in the booth continuously. So maybe there was like, hey, here's Wave 2 stuff from Studio Series. Who knows? We'll see. Abraham with the $2 super chat. Thank you, Abraham. Proto, would a WB Paramount merger affect Transformers? Not really, because Paramount is just the people who currently have the deal with Hasbro for making the movies. That's all it is. I mean, it's something where the merger, in my opinion, I think the merger is happening more because WB was having problems and Paramount was doing okay. So I think that WB, because I mean, they put out, Space Jam didn't really do that well. And I think there was a few other WB movies that kind of pooped the bed. A lot of those DC movies didn't do well. So I think it's more so it's Paramount acquiring them. The good thing I will say is with WB, you have the whole HBO Max thing. And Paramount has Paramount Plus. So if you're a streaming service person, the one good thing is I think those will be consolidated together. So you won't have to own two different streaming services. They'll probably be under one emblem. This is, of course, this is all rumor of the merger, you know? So it's something where, to me, I think it'll benefit us, if anything, in terms of different monetary areas, and it won't affect Transformers. I think that, like, you have to, when we say affect Transformers, we're obviously thinking about media. It won't affect the media of the cartoons because those really, while they get played on Paramount Plus, they're not Paramount creations. They're done by other studios. So the cartoons won't be affected. And the movie, I mean, Transformers 1 is Paramount. If they're merging with WB, I don't think it's going to change plans too much. All it means is now, Transformers originally was in the house of Marvel. Then Transformers was in the house of IDW, Dreamwave, which was like Dreamwave stuff, which had a lot of Capcom things like Mega Man and everything. Then Transformers was in the house of, is now in the house of Image, so it's all those Image stuff. And now Transformers is with WB, which is partly tied with DC and their parent company. So now Transformers could do stuff with DC, maybe. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but you know, I don't think there's anything to worry about. I'll be honest with you. I really don't. I think that it doesn't affect Transformers in a big way. Ashnut says if the O1, it's the O1 stuff, Fire Convoy and Magnus are in it. Well, if you have Fire Convoy and Magnus, that alone in the package makes it worth it. That is, I mean, Fire Convoy is like a top 10 Transformer toy of all time for some people, and me included. I love that toy. Just be careful of the chrome on the chest. That's all I say. Mikey and Louie, are we still going to get Transformers G1 crossover movie, or is it dead? No, I think that you know, I think that Transformers 1 is going to come out, and the reception to that, and I said the same thing with Rise of the Beast. The reception to that will decide how the ship gets steered. The success of the 2007 movie put the kibosh on animated and started Transformers Prime. And it's kind of the same thing. So the reception of Rise of the Beasts was kind of lukewarm. So they're like, oh, let's go in a different direction. So we're going to do animated stuff, although the animated stuff was kind of pre-planned regardless of Rise of the Beasts' success. But now with Rise of the Beast clearly breaking even at best, like I talked to non-Transformer fans and they were saying like, oh, with all this Hasbro stuff, at least Transformers did well. And I'm like, yeah, it did okay. Sales were good, but the movie kind of just broke even when everything was said and done. And, granted that wasn't a big part of the finance, but it is a problem. It was supposed to make money, not break even. We'll see. I'll be honest with you. I'll be dead honest with you. A G.I. Joe crossover movie would just end up being more of the same of what we don't want, which is we want robots. We want robot stories, robot interaction, robot character development, robots journey. I love G.I. Joe, but if you put G.I. Joe in there, right away the movie's got to be about the human characters. They're going to make it more about Duke or Scarlet or Snake Eyes or whoever, Roadblock, Stalker, whoever they're going to use in these movies. It's going to make it more about them and less about the robots. And so to me, it's like if by putting G.I. Joe in there, you're just making an excuse to follow the humans even more. At least when the humans are not named product, G.I. Joe characters, you could kind of make an excuse to not feature them. Okay, John Cena will get some screen time or Noah will or stuff like that, but you don't have to feature them too much, although it still happens, unfortunately. You'll still have Anthony Anderson in the 2007 movie get his story arc. Computer hacker. I ate the whole plate of donuts. I ate the whole plate. You know? He'll still get that whole story arc, even though he's not a product that could be sold, an action figure. But yet, a good 20% of the movie will be dedicated to his story. I don't need Joe there. Get, and I understand doing GI Joe's own movie doesn't work either, but that gets more into the deep, complicated thing when I get really deep into me just saying that GI Joe just doesn't work today. And this is someone who loves GI Joe, but the modern audience doesn't care. I tune in. They don't. You know, they make a Street Sharks movie, I'm showing up. But if no one else shows up, I'm not going to be like, oh man, screw them. They don't know what's good for them. No, I know that some people just don't like some things, you know? And G.I. Joe just doesn't resonate with the mainstream audience. They just don't care. They really don't. It's a different world we live in. There was, no joke, someone posted on Facebook old, news stuff during the holiday season. And there was this one, oh my God, someone has to find it on YouTube. They were talking about the popularity of G.I. Joe in 1983, I think it was leading to children going out and buying fatigues and army uniforms. So, like, it shows that Army was up. War was, yeah, during the 80s. Not so much now, you know? Different world we live in, different time. Mikey and Louie, we at least get Transformers 1 and a pure cyber. Oh, that's why. The plus that we get from this is a Hollywood budget, only Transformers, like you said, pure Cybertron fun movie. So let's see that. Let's see how that does. If we could enjoy Shrek, if we could enjoy Into the Spider-Verse, then we could enjoy this movie. And hopefully it'll have that huge budget and it'll be really good and everyone will celebrate it. And then maybe it'll bring us in the right direction. Maybe the studios will be like, wait, you mean if we only did robots, people then really like it? Who knows? We'll see. Prince of Phalanx 59. So, Proto, what's your plan for the New Year's Day? Honestly, no idea. Um, Tomorrow, it's just, going around. I have to give a present to my neighbor to thank him because he's such a great dude. Every year, I get him something because he's probably the greatest neighbor I've ever had in my life. Let's put it that way. Always watching over my front porch. Literally text messages me when I get a package. Like he's like, "Hey, there's a package outside the door." Like super awesome dude. So I got him a little something, something, just some chocolates and everything. So I have to go bring that to him. Um, Maybe do some last minute grocery shopping before everything shuts down for the holidays. On the 26th, I'm going to do Boxing Day. At some point, I have to edit and upload the top 5 Transformers of 2023, which closed today. We have our winners from the fan votes. Very interesting answers. That's all I'm going to say. I have to record that with Jaws D tomorrow. We're going to record that tomorrow also. So it's going to be a busy next couple of days. Let's put it that way. But not really holiday related stuff. More so just taking that time off from work and free time to use it in other ways. For sure, Rambo played a huge part in that too. Yeah, Chuck Norris cartoon, A-Team, different. That era. That was what was popular. And that's not the case anymore, unfortunately. You know, Fawnheart Mask movie would be great. Aaron Archer always said it best. If you want to save G.I. Joe, you have to make it Mask. And when Aaron was with the company still, they were trying to do that. They put Matt Tracker on a G.I. Joe card back. They tried pitching crossover stuff with Mask and G.I. Joe. They said, G.I. Joe is you take G.I. Joe, you give them the transformation cog that it doesn't make their cars sentient, but it makes them transform. So it's like, hey, the transformation cog, you give it to G.I. Joe, they have a subgroup, a special, highly trained special mission force called MASK, Mobile Assault, was it Mobile Assault Secret Command? You know, that's what they would have done. That's how you save G.I. Joe is you make it Mask. But unfortunately, Hasbro hasn't run with that. They tried to do mask stuff with IDW from storytelling, but comic books, unfortunately, are not the best place to try to get a mainstream audience. Let's be real. Marvel movies made zillions of dollars during the Endgame era, and like Infinity War to Endgame, tons of money was made. Tell me how many more comic books were sold? Nothing. Nothing. It barely moved the needle, which is so if you could be the greatest selling movie at all time at one point and still not move the needle for comic book sales and literally comic books was your bread and butter, that says something about the mainstream audience and their engagement with comic books. It's just not going to move things. Prince of Phalanx 59, we need to see what the next combiner is going to be. I still stand by that it's going to be Superion, but now people are saying probably Bruticus, but I still think Superion. Still think so. T-Formers 2002. It's been nice to add your top 5 video to my birthday schedule. The past few years. Well, yeah, we always do it. We have to do it at the end of the year. That's when Jaws D is also free to do the recording. So we kind of try to plan it all out. It would have been nice to have Jaws D here, but we're just super busy. Maybe next year we'll get Jaws D in person and we'll do like a together in the room and everything. I was almost tempted. I wanted to go do it in my living room upstairs, but because it's winter, the lighting is so bad because it's so gray and I want to use sunlight. So I didn't want to risk it, him and coming over and doing that, and the lighting wouldn't have been good. I don't know. Just better off to just do it through each other's screens and make some good stuff. Uh, Mikey and Louie, they don't make terrorists like they used to from James Hobson. Cobra. Well, again, it's to me, and it's what James said. Like you have to, change GI Joe. The problem is when Transformers went down and wasn't doing good anymore, it came back radically different as Beast Wars. When G.I. Joe went down, it never came back radically different. It always came back more or less 82, 83 G.I. Joe. It always kind of just, it was just being what it was, obviously they used Duke instead of General Hawk, which was the comics. But the point being is that they always go back to that same beat. They don't try to reinvent themselves and be something radically different. And the closest thing they did to something radically different, even then it isn't radically different because the comics did it, was they made Snake Eyes the focus for the movie. But they did that in the comics because Snake Eyes got so popular at one point that the comic books were called like Snake Eyes and G.I. Joe at one point during the Marvel run. So they really didn't reinvent the wheel, and that's a big problem for Joe. But it's the book. Name another brand that debuted in the 80s, that like literally debuted in the 80s, that still is popular today and pushing out new stuff. Star Wars was late 70s, you know? Star Trek was late 70s. In the 80s, you had Thundercats. Look how that went. What other 80s brands? Trying to think of some. Obviously My Little Pony, but the girl side, My Little Pony, but Gem didn't find success. Strawberry Shortcake, they try to revive it. Care Bears, same thing. They try to bring it back, but again, those aren't hardcore fans. He-Man, they try to do stuff, and it always kind of TMNT. Yeah, you're right. That's 89. I mean, it's 80, 83, 84 with the comics, but it's 87, 89 with the cartoon. Yeah, you're right. TMNT. TMNT is the only one really outside of Transformers. You're right. But TMNT was also like, it was like Power Rangers. It was like a national phenomenon. So I don't think that would ever die. But like, it's very tough. It's very tough. A lot of those brands, and again, TMNT has the advantage of being so unique, you know, anthropomorphic turtles, and there's so many different ways you could tackle that and write that. Where like He-Man is Conan the Barbarian. He-Man is what's his name there? The Hanna-Barbera one that they did. Thundar, you know? Like He-Man is kind of it's more of a trope than it is, even when I watched Zorn, Son of Zorn, it's more of a trope than it is something that's completely unique. And when new people who have never engaged with He-Man see He-Man, they just see a big muscly guy without a shirt on, like Conan the Barbarian. They don't see something that's engaging and new to them. Where when they see Ninja Turtles, it's like, oh wow, like green turtles that are ninjas. Not every day you see that, you know. GI Joe, army guys, ninjas. When you distill it down, it's nothing that no one has ever seen before. Oh, guys with guns shooting in army tanks and stuff, shooting terrorists with who hide their face. It's not exactly new dynamic stuff to them. So it's kind of a different thing too that kind of makes it difficult for them to keep moving forward. Mikey and Louie, Proto, what is Happy Primus Day's dinner? I was gonna take some baguettes, and because when I got these, they gave me 3 chicken McNugget sauces, and I was actually tempted. I was going to take some baguettes. I was going to bake some baguettes, and I was going to take some chicken breast and then put the chicken McNugget sauce on it. I was thinking of doing that. I wasn't sure if I was going to do that, but otherwise, probably just going to just have fish maybe tonight. Be the easiest thing to make. Fish with some rice, some broccoli, nice healthy meal. But I don't know yet. I'll see when I'm done. I'll go upstairs and try to fix something. I hope I didn't miss. Where am I here? Fawnheart 2000 Superion and Bruticus would be ideal for the next combiner. Yep. Computron would be cool. Be a nice box set. They did last time. But Superion I'm kind of leaning on. Abraham, TMNT Mutu crossover line. Well, TMNT is crossed over with everybody at this point, except Transformers. So it's going to happen sooner or later. There's TMNT Karate Kid, toys. Prince of Phalanx 59. I'm going to say 69. Just an idea, Proto. Maybe next year you could take donations that go to charity and do a Zoom meeting with people that donate. I don't like to do the charity thing on my end because it's really difficult to do that kind of stuff. When I do charity, people go to TFCon Toronto. Me and Ian are the dudes who do the Make-A-Wish Foundation charity thing with TFCon, where we raise, gosh, like I want to say like $11,000 that are donated to Make-A-Wish last year, 12,000. I don't remember. Every year it's a lot. I do it there, so it's already complicated with that. To The problem is you would be donating as an American to a Canadian, and then there's like, okay, then I gotta figure out the exchange on that, put that separately, put that into a separate bank account. It's what, like when you do charity stuff, you got to really do it by the books without frauding stuff. There's some recent drama that's happening right now with a content creator. I don't want to say his name, and I'm not saying that he did do it or didn't, but he's going through a lot of problems right now because he didn't properly do the due diligence and money moving that's done legally. There's a transparency that happens when you do charities and donations and stuff. So what's up, Aaron? A little late to the game. We're almost done and soon. Um, Very late to the game. You're busy with family and stuff, I imagine. But yeah, so that's why like I would love to do stuff like that, but it's so complicated. And to me, it's like you want to donate for charity, that's where TFCon is. Like the charity stuff, like Michael Koo, I don't know if he's in the chat. Michael Koo literally sent me stuff to then put in the TFCon charity auction, you know? Um, and it's something where I don't want to do that. It's too complicated. I'm already doing one thing already with TFCon, and that one makes a lot of money for Make-A-Wish Foundation. So I kind of just focus on that one. To do another charity auction thing, ugh. Look, come to TFCon. You get to hang out for free. You don't need a Zoom chat. You know what I mean? You don't need a Zoom chat for that. Anyone who came to Orlando that just passed, look, you just came by the table, hang out. What is Archer Monster saying? My local comic book store had A holiday party today. Ah, yeah, I would have come to that. That would have been cool. Toys, comics, and hanging out. No better thing to do in the world. Mikey and Louie says, "What's up, Aaron? The Gorgonite myth and legend archer." Do we have to do? I guess one day a if there's enough material. I don't know. I'd have to ask Aaron. But Aaron, if we have enough material to do a small soldier segment. James Hobson, I'll make it to a con someday. Well, look, there's 3 cons. There's always a West Coast one, a Canadian mid central East Coast one, and an East Coast American one. If you could somehow figure out to get to one of those, LA's probably not happening for me, unfortunately. Aaron's not going, so I'm probably not going to go. We'll just kind of pass on that one, maybe next time. But Toronto 100% will be the next one that we will be at. If you're a guy that's close on the border, you cross the border, go to Toronto, and Baltimore is still far away, but I'll probably be at Baltimore too. I always say like the only thing I can guarantee, probably I might be at San Diego Comic-Con but that's related to these beautiful people over here. So San Diego and Hasbro and stuff and Symbiote Studios, I probably am going to be at the booths for that, but that's more sponsorship and fly out business stuff. But TFCon LA probably not. But again, there's many different, like I travel to cons, so it's more just, and I let people know when I'm going to a show. So if I'm going to be at a show, hopefully it's somewhere that's drivable, flyable, or walkable for you. Prince of Phalanx 59, will there be a TFCon in Chicago again? Probably. I mean, let's be honest with you. Chicago is probably the best location for East Coast shows. That's the reason why TFCon has done Chicago, Rosemount 5 times. Even BotCon did it twice, I think. That's a hub. That's a very that O'Hara Airport is like a hub airport. So like there's a reason why people do Chicago. So I will, even though it's not confirmed and I have no say, I'm going to say yes, just because it'll happen again. Um, James Hobson, yes, I'm in Michigan. Do the Toronto would be the closest. Well, there you go. Michelle, who is one of our staff members, comes from Michigan. She does the drive always. So I would just do the Toronto one. What I would suggest is get your passport now. If you don't have a passport, get your passport now so you don't have to worry about it. And get the 10-year one because you have a choice between a 5-year and a 10-year. Get a 10-year passport so it lasts for 10 years and you don't have to renew it for 10 years. And you don't have to worry about it. It's a very good piece of ID. And then drive over to TFCon. It'll be worth it. It's fun. It's really fun. And Canadian dollar is always weaker than the American dollar. So you go there with your American currency and rock out. And I have to warn you, the fast food is expensive. That's it. Fawn Heart 2000. I loved meeting you at TFCon Orlando. I was the guy in the wheelchair. And oh, okay. And Blind Prime was talking to you. Okay, now I remember. That I do remember. I do remember that. I do remember that. I didn't get a photo with you though, I don't think. Did I? I've tried to take photos with everybody that came by. If you didn't introduce yourself, then I probably didn't take a photo with you. That was my rule. If someone like introduced themselves, I'm going to take a photo with them. But I do remember Blind Prime and I do remember someone in a wheelchair with him. So I do remember that. So, but I remember talking to Blind Prime because he was actually busting my balls because he's like, your voice sounds different in person, but it was because I had lost my voice that weekend. So what he was used to hearing all the time through the podcast was like, ugh. And you know what's hilarious? If you could probably pinpoint, it was, I want to say July, not July. There was a TFCon segment after, and then there's a Orlando segment after, and if you listen to those, you hear my voice is finished. Like you hear how bad it is. Because you know what it is? You have to like yell over. Like, it's a loud show and you're trying to talk and it's crazy. Prince of Phalanx 59. I have 2 hours away from Chicago. Chicago, yeah. See again, Chicago is one. that I if I had the bet anywhere in the United States where TFCon would return to, it's LA and Chicago. Those are like the two hits. That's just because the traffic. It's just there. So, and no surprise, returning to LA again, and Chicago will probably happen also. Um, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? I don't want to lose anyone's questions. Horndow, I'd love it when the Transformers cons are in Chicago. It's a 20-minute drive. Oh, there you go, Horndow. Well, for sure, it'll probably be back. For sure. I mean, it's just a given. There was like, it was like 2015 was in Chicago, and then BotCon 2016 was in, I think it was the late BotCon 2015 was in Rosemount, Chicago. And then TFCon 2016 was in USA was in Chicago, and then TFCon 2018 was in Chicago. There was plenty of opportunities. T-Formers 2002. I just got my passport this year, so Toronto is an easy given. There you go, man. And it's only a 5 to 6 hour drive. Mine's a 5 to 6 hour drive. Although when Larry's driving, he does it in 4. So, but it's supposed to be on paper a 5-hour drive for me. I do a 5-hour drive to TFCon every time. So it's a given. We got a super chat and we're done for today. So we'll just do this super chat and we'll try to close it up for today, guys. Mark Morales with the super chat for $5. Thank you, Mark. Hey, Proto. It's been over a year since we had leaks of Hatchet, Hound, and the Velocitron Hot Rod. Were they postponed or canceled? Happy holidays. According to BMAC, he said that the Hound and the Velocitron Hot Rod were originally retailer exclusives, but for whatever reason, the low sales of those retailer exclusive, the capsules, and I'll read between the lines afterwards. I'm going to say what they said, and then here's what I'm going to think they meant. So the capsules didn't sell well. So right now, those items are in a purgatory. And he said they will find a place for them, but right now they're kind of just floating. So here's what I'm reading in between the lines. Velocitron Speedia 500 didn't sell well. We saw how many of them ended up in closeout stores. Velocitron Hot Rod was obviously going to be part of a later wave. It got canceled. Hound was supposed to be a Buzzworthy Bumblebee thing. We already heard through JT Prime 17 that Buzzworthy Bumblebee will be discontinued. There will be still Target exclusives, but the Buzzworthy branding will be discontinued. So those two, that's what's happening with that. Hatchet, he didn't mention Hatchet. Was that supposed to be also a Buzzworthy item? Is it going to be a future Studio Series item? We don't have listings. We don't know just yet. So that's kind of the long, short answer of that one. What they said, what I think's going on. So hopefully we have it all figured out at some point. We don't know yet, though. We don't know. Galaxy Shuttle, you're asking, will be real. That I doubt that. Galaxy Shuttle was a store exclusive. You'll have to wait a while before that mold sees use again. I would wait honestly for a brand new Galaxy Shuttle. I firmly believe that people shouldn't overpay for that one. To me, it's like, oh, Hasbro has the Galaxy Shuttle trademark now. Guess what? Maybe we'll get a really good Galaxy Shuttle later on. So don't blow your money on that one just yet. I would wait. They're going to do another space shuttle somebody in the future. I'd wait. But that's it more or less, guys. We are done tonight. A lot of great super chats. Thank you for the awesome super chats from everybody. Fantastic stuff. You know, it was absolutely crazy. Some of the super chats we got today. The Mikey and Louie battle against what do you call it? Against was it Princeton Phalanx 59. So pretty craziness. It is what it is. And then all the other great super chats and everything. Thank you everyone for coming by and the super chats. We still have actually one more live stream before the end of the year. Saturday is going to be, I believe it's going to be on the 30th. So I will be doing a live stream on the 30th. The rest of this week, of course, we're going to have also the top 5 Transformers of the year. So stay tuned for that with me and Jaws D. That's going to be a live, like not live segment, but face cam segment, I guess we'll call it. That'll be hyper edited, much like the one that's the featured video on the channel right now for last year's for 2022. So that's going to be released this week. You'll have a brand new, hopefully, Toy Armada segment this week. That's also going to be edited and put out. So just stay tuned for that. A lot of great stuff coming. Other than that, thanks again for the love and support. And I hope you all have a great holiday season with friends and family. For those that don't have friends and family, maybe go out and hang out with some people. You know what I mean? Just try to find a group of people just so you're not alone during the holidays. And just try to keep positive. I know it could be cold. I know it could be depressing, but just always try to keep busy. That's what I always say. Use that time, valuable time, and find good people in your life to enjoy it with. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you again for all the love and support, the great super chats and everything. And I'm going to go chill with friends and family. I'm out of here. Take care. And as always, roll out.